Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. This is Acadiana weather today on this May the 2nd, going live as we've had a number of tornado warnings recently. These have been radar indicated tornadoes over parts of Calcasieu and Jeff Davis Parish. The current warning that we're looking at here is going to be out until 12:45. So this includes areas of central Jeff Davis Parish just north of the I-10 corridor, and it is moving off toward the north. As we take a look at a little bit closer view right there just north of Roanoke and Welsh is where we've been seeing the strongest weather and some rotation being indicated on Doppler radar. But as this continued to move off toward the east, or rather toward the north, we have seen that warning. Now the warning does appear that it may expire here pretty soon as it moves off toward the north, but we've been watching this cell for quite some time, and there's a possibility we could see some wind damage. And in fact, on some of my products here, it does appear that maybe this warning has already expired. But let's just go ahead and take a look at a few other things that are happening across Acadiana. This area shaded in red over in Calcasieu Parish. This is a flood warning, and this particular flood warning will be in effect until 2 o'clock. Some of these areas here have picked up 1 to 3 inches of rain very, very quickly over the last several hours. And on top of that, we've seen extreme rainfall totals that happened earlier this week, back on Monday. So the areas that we see shaded in red as we go a little bit back farther toward the west, all of these counties here in Texas are currently under a flood warning, and they've seen unreal amounts of rain over in that area over the last several hours. In some cases, we've seen 4, 5, even 6 inches of rain coming down. Now, a lot of this is going to continue to move off to the east. We'll do a real quick refresh here so we get the latest data on this particular map. Forgive me here, just learning how to do these live weather broadcasts here just in the last 15 minutes or so. Well, we can see right now that at the very least, the tornado warning that was in effect here has gone ahead and expired. They went ahead and dropped that warning there. So that's good news for Jeff Davis Parish, although there could be some pretty strong thunderstorms. And I want to bring your attention here to the coastline of southwestern Cameron Parish. It looks like we got a special marine warning out here for those areas in the Gulf of Mexico. That will be in effect for about another hour or so. So hopefully there's not too many folks that are boating in the offshore waters, but some of the offshore rigs that are out there could experience winds as high as 45 to 55 knots. So do keep that in mind if you're going to be out there. That will be in effect until 1:30. The rest of Acadiana right now here in Lafayette, we're just seeing some light drizzle and some light rain. It is very muggy out there. Looks like we've got another pocket of some heavier rain here that's over western portions of St. Landry Parish. That's going to be dragging off toward the east, and I'll go ahead and put this radar into motion here so you can kind of get an idea of where the thunderstorms are going. It's a general eastward movement with the exception of the thunderstorms that are out here near the Gulf of Mexico. Those are shifting a little bit farther toward the south and east, and then there's additional rainfall that's back here toward the west that could impact us for another few hours or so. But we are looking at that very heavy rain that's going to continue across Acadiana. Real quick refresh here again so we can get the latest data from the National Weather Service radar out of Lake Charles. Most of the heavy rain so far has remained farther toward our north and west, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. Here in Lafayette, we're just starting to see at least some light drizzle starting to come in here across the far western portions of the parish. And then as you get back to the west, you do experience a little bit more of the heavy rains as you get into Jeff Davis and Allen Parish. And unfortunately, these are areas that really got some heavy rain over the last several days going back toward Monday. So the grounds are saturated. Many of the rivers and bayous are quite high at this time. So any additional rainfall is going to be causing some problems for those particular areas. It does appear that the moderate rain, though, is going to be continuing for a number of hours over most of Acadiana as all of this starts to drift off toward the east. We've got this disturbance that's moving through right now. Another disturbance is forecast to push through a little bit later on, perhaps tonight, early tomorrow morning. So additional rains are going to be forecast, and some of the bullseyes there over western Louisiana are showing a good 2 to 4 4-inch rainfall total over the next 24 to 36 hours, then possibly some additional rain coming in a little farther down the road going into tomorrow night and the early part of Saturday, with things kind of calming down a little bit next week as more of a ridge of high pressure starts to build in, and that should help to suppress some of the shower and thunderstorm development, even though we're still going to see a considerable amount of moisture in place. There's going to be a bit more of a cap in place, which does prevent some lift. And therefore, that moist air can't rise high enough to cool and condense. So it looks like things will be somewhat more stable as we head into the early part of tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, we are going to be looking at those heavy rains continuing to move in. That tornado warning has gone ahead and expired there over parts of Jeff Davis Parish, but some heavy rains are going to continue to move across the region over the next several hours. So I'll let you go for right now. Enjoy your day. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker on Acadiana Weather Today. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications in case we break in with any additional weather.